Hello everyone. I welcome you all to the seventh episode of IMT CDL Alumni Achievers Peak Show today. IMT Center for Distance Learning for past 3 decades has been instrumental in carving the careers of its students and enabling them to reach near heights in their profession. IMT CDL takes pride in its more than 30,000 alumni and recognizes their achievements and contributions to the industry and society. The Institute regularly organizes various alumni events where the alumni can connect with each other, share their experiences, and contribute to the growth and development of the society. IMT CDL confers Distinguished Alumni Awards to honor our alumni who have made a mark in the society and the corporate world. The awards are given for their contribution towards society or public service or entrepreneurship, and even for the corporate excellence in various functional areas of management like marketing, finance, HR, operations, and technology. To know about the exemplary contributions made by the alumni awardees and to inspire other alumni and existing students, we invite them as a guest in our Achievers Peak series. For today's Achievers Peak series, I have with me Mr. Harshit Arora, Head of Marketing and Growth Function at Trust, formerly NovaPay, NovoPay. Harshit is an award-winning MarTech leader and LinkedIn top voice. Welcome, Harshit. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Harshit has been conferred upon Corporate Excellence Award in Marketing for his commendable contributions towards marketing technology and its applications during Alumni Meet 2024. Harshit combines strategic vision with hands-on expertise to drive impactful marketing across branding, communication, and advertising. He has got a proven track record which spans advertising, brand management, digital strategy, copywriting, integrating marketing, and so on. He has worked with leading advertising firms like DDB Mudra, FCB, Ulka, Contract India. And he has worked on some of the very well-known brand names like Snapdeal, Make My Trip, UNICEF, InfoEdge, Naughty.com, Shiksha.com, and so on, and the list goes on and on. Harshit is an MBA in Marketing and Operation from IMT, and he has got an ability actually to translate the big picture ideas into executable campaigns. So many times we see that there is going to be a vision which is there into our mind. We see some picture, but it's very difficult to actually give it a shape and come and bring it to life in front of everybody. So he has got that creative flair. He has got that data-driven approach so that he is able to really get across the right insights and a collaborative spirit, making him a valuable asset. His achievements are quite commendable. He has been given several awards, and one of the awards that I would like to mention here is the Emerging MarTech Leader Award, which was conferred to him in October 2023. And in fact, I would be very happy to share Trust, the organization for which he works, has also been honored with prestigious awards like the Economic Times Excellence Innovation Award 2023 and DNB Startup 50, the Trailblazer 2023 award. So congratulations, Harshit, to you also and to the entire Trust team also for winning across all these awards.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the kind words.
Harshit, can you throw some light on what is the current marketing technology landscape which actually is coming across? We have seen across marketing technology everywhere, but what is the current landscape which is coming around?
Right. Sure, sir. So I'll give you a perspective. While generative AI is a new buzzword in everywhere, in every field, but I'll take a step back and give you an outlook of how things evolved with with current situation. So it started with the use of softwares within marketing, and these softwares were generally your CRMs, the customer relationship management tools, or your data platforms, where we could find synergies in data that is coming in from the market for your particular product, service, or offering, whatever. And these platforms used to help us in managing the customer data in a real time format, and helped us unify the data and enabling us to deliver seamless and personalized communication. So that was the tech which now is taking the power of generative AI and giving us more, I would say, hyper personalized context on any specific problem statement that we are trying to solve using marketing. And the tools like Salesforce, HubSpot, ZoomInfo, Demandbase, these are all have adopted generative AI in their own form, either partnering with OpenAI or developing their own set of models to run marketing operations. And this has helped us in marketing and the teams to leverage and give the right output to the masses that that is needed for them from a brand perspective or from a company perspective. So this has happened, and besides that, we all know data is the new currency, and how to use data is something these tools help. So marketing tech helps you analyze, visualize, and then report, dashboard, and everything, how to use that data in a effective and efficient manner. So that has been the landscape, and there are multiple tools, thousands of tools. But what is right for your current set of business, that is what is needed, and that's where the human intervention come in. Basically, the mind, the creativity of a team uh, is what needed eventually. While the landscape is huge, and each day there is new things coming up. Now there are bots that can talk in your voice and everything. But how you will use it for your personal benefit, either in marketing or in any particular scenario, is what we as a team, as human enablers, have to see. So that's how I would put the overall landscape.
True, true, absolutely true. You rightly pointed out, like it is the first part is the marketing operation, and second is the application in the creativity and development part. You know. Definitely, a lot of work has been done across in the operations part. You know. So, like in today's scenario, are we using technological platform to develop the ads also and develop the creative contents also for them?
Right. So see, we were developing ads and content using tools before also. Like there was tech that was helping us delivering the outputs uh, earlier also. Today it is more efficient, I would say. So with the generative AI, specifically on the content side and also on the design front, someone is putting in right prompts to deliver right outcomes. So the same person was earlier using the tool to showcase his art, showcase his communication format. So it's not that things have changed much, just that the platform or the use of tech has evolved, and which is why uh, it has been more effective and efficient, and even less time consuming. So yes, there are certain platforms we are also using, like in current times, we are using voiceover using generative AI tools, because they have so well moduled their tool. The tool name is 11 Labs. So how it exactly put out in the right context, and their premium version can even mimic your own voice, which is scary at certain level, but you have to be wise enough to use it for the strategic output. So yes, so that's how I will put it.
uh, like normally as a marketer, we are trained like to think creatively and come out with the ideas and then try to implement them. And then the technology is coming across. Now, what happens across is our attention gets diverted into two parts. One thing is I try to see across and get across and create an idea. Or then there's an technology part. So, how do you what's your advice actually that how can a person transition from marketing to actually a techno marketing? Definitely, you have taken that journey. I've seen across you have been working with ad agencies quite for a lot of time when the Gen AI and these things weren't there. So how did that transition? I'm pretty sure our audiences would also would like to hear that.
Sure, sure. So I'll again go back into my professional history. So after I did my postgrad from IMT, I was keen enough because I had a journalism background. So I was keen enough to get into advertising and see how the creative things work for certain brands. And why advertising? Because it added as in it had opportunity to give get to know multiple industry in a single from a single company. So we are not working for a particular brand, but multiple brands and knowing different industries, different consumer bases and everything. So that was my idea to get into and get hold of multiple industries and then hook on to something that I would might take up as a career leap. So that is why I got into advertising, and it obviously helped developing my skills in communication, specifically from the advertising part, which included brand management, creative writing, strategic outlooking a certain campaign, and many multiple things. Then the role with Grey Orange came up, which I did around 6 years, as in I was with them for 6 years, and it helped me. The Grey Orange in itself is a tech-first company because Grey Orange do robots from India for the world. So that how and these robots were specifically for warehouse automation and operation excellence, which was very new when I entered the market, as in when I joined them, and when they started in 2011, it was new in like they were pioneers. So it was fascinating, and I wanted to get into that, see the things in action, specifically because you have seen robots only in movies, transform and everywhere. But how it is really impacting the life of a consumer is that got me cued in, and I joined the company, and it all started from there. So how to, and it was enterprise selling software and hardware approach. So these were all big ticket size and everything. So you had to know the other party who is consuming your offerings and how they are using it in the life scenario. So and that's where the tech part came in for me. We got to find out the real life how we are solving certain problems in certain warehouse spaces, and then we develop the overall communication around it to run our growth engines through marketing. And these growth engines were using the use cases of what we have solved for particular company, and then disseminating along in a similar set of industries or accounts. These were in our terms we call it as account based marketing. And because if you have a success in a certain industry, it will replicate in similar type of companies, and that's how businesses grow. So the ABM helped growing the business, and also helped me like get a more deeper into technology. And that's where we started using softwares like I mentioned, HubSpot, ZoomInfo, Salesforce, and to certain level, LinkedIn as an outreach program, how LinkedIn ad platform helped, then Google ad platform. So there were multiple tech offerings that were in play who were supporting the overall task of marketing operations or marketing function in totality. And that's the learnings from there. I took it where I'm working right now at Trust, and it helped me building the brand from scratch, because earlier we were known as NovoPay, and I was the one who coined the word trust, because That's where, okay, I'll give a brief background what NovoPay does. NovoPay is a technology provider to banks. And with banks, the most important thing is how you build trust for their consumers. So that's where we pivoted the brand name as Trust and build everything around it. And it took a certain while, but we are now well known and known in the market that what we do and how we do. And the technology again helped us build efficiency in our marketing operations. We emphasize each team within marketing, be it videography or be it creative development, use AI, but you have to be true to yourself and true to the brand. We can't use anything and everything that is out in the market. It's the human touch, it's the emotion that helps you create a hook. And these tools definitely help. So that's how I will close this part.
Sure. Can you share some examples, some illustration, like how the trust is using technology?
Sure. So I have a video to play and I'll do that. But before I get into the video, I'll talk about what we do at Trust, because I briefly gave an example. So we do into 4 different verticals specifically for financial institutes. So one is lending tech. Second is our distribution technology, which uses agent banking model. Thirdly is identity and verification, how you identify a real customer or a real business, the verification of individuals and organization. And lastly is the conversation part, which is powered by generative AI. So, and the use case or the scenario that I want to showcase is that only how we are using generative AI to solve a real world problem that is bringing in financial inclusivity for India. So I'll share my screen. 1 second, I'll share that video. This is available on YouTube, but and I'll play it for everyone who's seeing it.
Yes.
When you hear the term chatbot, what comes to mind? Menu-driven options? Non-contextual and irrelevant responses? Awkward pseudo-conversations? In this modern world, where creating great customer experiences is the prime focus, this might not be the best way to serve. You need a solution that will help you build the brand of your financial institution while increasing your efficiency. The team at Trust would like you to meet Trust GPT, a financial AI with multilingual capabilities that delivers human-like interactions and real-time data integration, transforming client engagement. Right out of the box, Trust GPT is able to improve productivity by creating humanizing digital experiences like these text conversations.
मेरा केसीसी खाता है आपके साथ, क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हैं कि मुझे कितना भुगतान करना है और कब तक?
जी बिल्कुल, मेरी मौजूदा जानकारी के हिसाब से आपका बकाया ऋण है 1,25,000 रुपए, जो आपको 31 मार्च 2024 से पहले जमा कराना है।
अच्छा, अगर मैं 31 मार्च से पहले जमा नहीं कराऊंगा तो क्या मुझे पेनल्टी देनी पड़ेगी?
जी हाँ, अगर आप 31 मार्च 2024 तक पेमेंट जमा नहीं करते हैं तो आपको 1% की पेनल्टी हर महीने लगेगी आपके बकाया ऋण पर।
Let's do one more.
Okay, I need to know my portfolio.
Sure, here are your investment details. I can see that your portfolio grew by 7%, whereas the market grew only by 4%. That's a great thing. Do you want to invest more into your portfolio?
Yes, add 5,000 each to mutual funds and equity.
Thanks for the confirmation. I have top up your portfolio now. Do you need anything else?
No, that would be all for now. Thank you.
The intuitive, personalized experiences Trust GPT creates keep people engaged, and the results show. Achieving over 90% containment rates for common inquiries. Seamlessly recommend services and boost conversions, making it a 24/7 virtual assistant trusted by global financial leaders. Trust, technology you can bank on.
So right, this was one of the use case that we solve using generative AI. But fun fact, I would say we used AI to develop this video also. Like the voiceover, the American voice accent that you hear is done by the software, and also certain animations, not animation, but the illustrations that were eventually animated by our videographer were done through generative AI as different tools. So yes.
One of the queries here on the chat which talks about that can we have the CRM, a use case where CRM can be like AI can be put across to automate the CRM and have certain use cases for it.
Right. So CRMs like HubSpot there are sequences that you can build in, and specifically to run campaigns. And these sequences are in form of an email marketing, and certainly you can develop a workflow to answer a particular query over an email or over your chatbot on website. So there are obviously tools, and for chatbot there is Drift, as in that we used as in I used particularly in the past. So Drift can certainly, or I would say, minimize your human interaction with the regularly asked questions. So that's one. And the second is the CRMs, even Salesforce, Marketo, HubSpot, and there are many others who do sequences for any outreach program, specifically on lead generation. And if there are certain repeated questions or FAQs that you see a customer is frequently asking either through customer service or through your email channel, then you can obviously certainly automate that. So the right way to use a CRM, I would say, if there are repetitive tasks that you see a synergy or a pattern, that you can obviously automate. But where you see a discrepancy and specific attention is required, there a human or a relationship or a bond is required, then you shouldn't be using CRM as a platform, but obviously using CRM via human touch.
Absolutely true. Every CRM is nowadays having an AI module, and if
Yes.
you speak to their team, so they would be able to get across relevant the APIs and the tools which they have built across the CRM platform. Yeah, na?
Correct.
Another thing nowadays that we talk about a lot is about the micro markets.
Right.
Everybody is trying to reach out to those micro markets, and definitely the technologies get there to help us across. So, Harshit, and your like the product portfolio is also actually putting across the things into that micro market itself. Yeah, na? So how can we use technology effectively to get across to those micro markets?
Right. So within marketing, we call them, as I said earlier, also ABM, so account-based marketing. And how you reach to them is first analyze where you are successful. As an organization, where are you successful, and identify those closures or the wins that you had in the past, and use again a pattern where you are succeeding. I'll give you an example of gray orange, because it was so niche that everyone cannot use it. Obviously, it has to be very specific industry focused use case, because product is such, we as an individual can't shouldn't be using robots at home of that industry's scale. So we identified certain industries where we had a proven use case, and then use our tools, Salesforce and HubSpot both, starting with Salesforce, to identify who all we have met in the past in a similar industry. So we took industry specific information and then developed profile or persona specific communication to drive through HubSpot. So this was a single workflow that we used, and this helped us drive growth in a quicker fashion, because we have solved a particular use case for a particular client, and that could translate into as a testimonial for a particular industry, and they could replicate for themselves as well. And that helped us bringing us the nurture cycle short. When you nurture a customer, you have to be on top of them, throwing a lot of thought leadership or a content that they understand in their own way, and how they can use it for their mass consumption. So we used the data that was available, but filtered out in a way, or structured or packaged in a way that we could translate into marketable scenarios, and use both the tools in sync, and replicated marketing campaigns. And I use the same technique here as well at Trust, because we are again a very niche player. We work closely with the financial institutes, and we developed our offerings specific for this segment area. We identified the wins that we had in the past, and channelized the data that was available in our CRM, and filtered them out for specific persona and profiles, how we can communicate the messaging in a right fashion, so that while we are nurturing, we get good amount of first interactions, so that we can bring them to for an actual discussion on the product, and do a live demos and everything. So that obviously helps. So yeah.
True, definitely. There have been like different scenarios, and I can understand only one single tool might not be able to put across that, give each and everything. So it has to be combination and mix and match of the tools which is being required. When you're working with different clients, like when you are in the advertising, so at that point of time, like you would have seen across, like there would have been difficult situations, like which you handle, like one of them, like the gray orange you already put across. Would you like to share across any one instances, any of your experience where it was really a different like experience that you had, and still you remember it, that this is one of the big challenges that I had, and you were able to overcome it?
Sure. So I'll specifically talk about couple of use cases, but one which stayed with me was my first project as a advertising professional, which was for the company called Twinings Tea. It's a tea bag from London. They entered the market back in 2009 or 10, but weren't getting a great market in India. And even India being the the maximum tea consumption market, they were not getting their right set of audience. Obviously, because it was a premium tea, and it has its own ingredients and USPs, but still for that specific market, because back then it was the revolution of green tea market, like what we have today. There are many players now in the market, but they even in the world are treated as premium. So what we did was, we did a couple of things. One was doing the point of sale marketing. So firstly, we identified we have to be in what all markets. We don't want, we never wanted ourselves to be in mass consumption market, but niche retail outlets, like your 24/7, your Marks and basically the modern retail outlets. Back then there was Big Bazaar also. So we use only the structured or modern retail platforms as our go-to market. And we designed the point of sales, the racks, basically, the point of sale units because it came from London. So we used the Big Ben, the Time Tower of London, as a modeling unit and design the overall rack in a form of that you are in London and using the life size uh, the Big Ben Tower in reality, and put all our products in rightly in very beautiful manner, and that point took off, and the sales started bringing in. The second thing that we did was we speak to actual customers, and considering it was very niche again, like everyone doesn't like that Earl Grey or the lemon green tea, the jasmine flavor. So we had to find out the the class or the section of the society that is looking forward to that particular kind of taste and experience in tea. And then we developed the overall communication around it, like Twinings, take a break. So during that time, and it was how we designed because tea is usually the personal moment. Either you take it from during the day when you start your day, or during the middle of the day when you want to relax and have your work done in the right fashion, or when you are ending with your colleagues or even with your family. So it has to be in self-exploratory experience. So take a break, have a cup of tea, Twinings tea. So that was the communication around that. And the another part which I was very fortunate to do was with UNICEF, because it worked on very social causes. And I was working with the Ministry of Mother and Child Development. And within that, we did a couple of campaigns. The one that I could share, a couple of them I could share here were on clean water. So there are contaminated water use cases in India at the ground level, and we developed ads that could run on panchayats and also on the Gramin schools, that help them identify what is right and what is wrong. And we used certain celebrities also to communicate that part. And I, being the core part of the overall account management team, worked very closely with the creative and the ministry, and developed a communication that was being looked for the masses, because it has to be very clear, crisp, and direct. You can't have a way around of how you do it. So we did communication around that. And on the second part was on regular school attendance, like how because there are many cases and the data points that bring out why why was missing, but how, and how many students get dropped off in the villages only to support their household stuff. And we did a communication around targeting the parents of those people. And again, these were run on panchayats and everything, and eventually improved the school attendance. The campaign was Rozana School Jana. The tagline is still there for the ministry, and they are using it through different scripts, different scenarios. And another part was working for Yamaha Ray. Yamaha Ray is a two-wheeler, and they were coming up in the market when Hero Pleasure was the only two-wheeler that was identified for female riders, because they had, even today, had an iconic campaign called "Why should boys have all the fun?" Hero Pleasure for women riders. So it was a very tough market to crack. And while there was celebrity power also, Priyanka Chopra was doing their bit. Yamaha coming up with their set of new offering in the market for within the same segment. We brought in Deepika Padukone and did communication on say hello to a new life, because with any vehicle, be it cycle, you get a freedom and independence of doing things on your own. And as soon as be it female or a male, they got onto that independence, they say hello to a new life because there is a different exposure altogether. So that was the campaign we conceptualized in different mediums, use outdoors, video, and even did many press releases around that. And that kind of took off for them during that time. It was a evident dent for Hero Pleasure back then, because it was coming from a Yamaha, again a prestigious brand and everything. And then eventually they pivot to a different campaign altogether. So these were a few from the advertising part that I could remember or I could share right away.
So how tough it was to get through the idea to the client?
Right. So the tricky part is always to bring in. See, it always starts with the real life insights. If it is really a problem to be solved, you communicate out in a script, and then it gets translated into whatever it is as we all as a consumer see today. So you have to be true to the problem and then bring out real life insights in terms of experience that you have seen yourself. And by seeing yourselves, today we do researches, but I would say in a day-to-day scenario also, if you are driving a car, moving, using metro as a transport, you see a lot of things, and hook that could be a right hook for your script and translate that idea into an acceptable story, and that again bring virality, but no one can predict virality. But you have to be true to the problem that you are solving and bring it out in a way that it easily gets understood by the masses. And for that, at times we also do researches before the actual launch, and that is a closed group. And using that as a medium, the learnings from there, you obviously tweak your messaging and tweak your things and then bring it out to life to everyone. But today's time, I would say it is so movement marketing driven that you don't get time to do all that at the back end. Go by your gut feeling always, as in as well, I would say. And that help building your own thinking and experience in a certain perspective. If a certain hinge is there and you are not able to prove your point to a particular thing, then that's a learning if it gets failed and you don't repeat it in the future. But staying true to the problem and building communication around it is what eventually helps clearing the path of approvals and also connecting with the end consumer.
True. Oh, definitely. Like there has to be a lot of groundwork which needs to be done, get across all the things in right places, and then take it through. Yeah.
Correct.
Harshit, like how do you feel like IMT CDL's PGTM program has helped you in creating that thought process and organizing yourself? How do you feel that the
So
PGTM program helped you across?
right. Uh, Dr. Ashok, I would put it in a very structured way because see, the program helped me bring in certain frameworks, the theory to practical format. So what I have learned in the program helped me build my day-to-day strategies into perspective, specifically on marketing and communication thing, and also on brand building. So how you strategize on a certain framework that were being taught in the during the curriculum, and also meeting the professors who came from the industry itself, who shared a real life examples from even today how how post-it happened. So the professor gave us insight that it was by accident. They were trying to formulate an adhesive that could stick for long, but there was some chemical issues that eventually was not sticking, but it could stick for a while. And that's where the 3M post-it came to life using that thing. So all those things helped bringing in a perspective, obviously, and the theory to the practicality even helped me personally to drive my day-to-day marketing operations in a very structured manner, because a startup is a very hyper growth function, as in hyper growth setup, and it has to you tend to lose your while the motivation is there, but you tend to lose the path, like where how you want to achieve to that A to B step, because there are multiple other things. And those frameworks that were taught in the program, and also how you use them in different scenarios, help bringing in certain structure to the madness, and drive focus towards the goal for a quarter, for a half yearly, or whatever it is. So that obviously helps, and it it even give you room to learn more with the overall setup, because it gives you perspective in the market, like what others are doing and how you can take learnings from there for your specific industry. Apart from that, you meet people within the program who are mostly like-minded, because they are in a specific uh, uh, speciality. For example, for me, it was marketing. And you tend to make a good relationship professionally also for with them, and then drive take I use LinkedIn a lot to put out my thoughts, either in marketing, operations, or technology, and it helps communicate well. So yeah, I'm very grateful for IMT CDL for that part.
Absolutely true. Like the PDM program actually gives you a complete bigger picture. That is one part of it. And second thing, as a distance learner, you are able to actually connect with a very large set of the peer group, which
Right.
normally when you are doing or studying in a smaller group, that opportunity isn't there. And if you are able to build up that network, so definitely it is the network, or what we say, network is your net worth actually,
Correct.
and
Right.
that helps you across a lot. Yeah. And like in today's scenario, when we are talking about the like going in for different marketing profiles and applying for a job, a lot of our the students and the learners who are early professionals, they're looking for the opportunities. So they try to how they are able to find across a good fit for themselves, because there are good so many different marketing profiles which are available today. Now, so would you like to guide them regarding how they can identify their skills, and this is something that they would like to do, how they can find that out?
Right, right. So, sir, I would put it that way. The learnings that I took were through on-the-job learnings, and I used internships and traineeships as a platform to understand whether I fit into this industry or any other industry. So, internships are one part, but secondly, I consider myself as a generalist, because I wanted to uh, get experience in everything related to marketing. I started with advertising, then pivoted into brand role, and then what today is marketing tech. So I wanted to get a grasp of everything that holds under the marketing umbrella. And what helped me was keeping up with the trend. So while theoretical knowledge and the program helps you bringing the bringing what is right for you in a program as of today, but staying up to date with the technology and with the new set of things in the market is what is on the outside of it. So I use different podcasts, I read books, and even web series to stay up to date. And these web series, which has personally helped me, were Mad Men. It is basically on advertising. Suits, which is on corporate lifestyle. And I recently concluded a web series called The Playlist, which was on Spotify. How Spotify became what it is as of today. And there are movies also, The Founder, which brings you resilience. Then there is movie on Steve Jobs. I'm currently reading book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. So it is very nice book. How if you are, I was an avid reader back in my college days, but it got like skewed with time. And this book is helping me bringing the habit back. So Atomic Habits, if you are not a if you want to change any habit or bring in a new habit, that's a right book to bring in. But coming back to taking a career path, I would say keep experimenting until you find your grounds, and then stick to it where you find the right motivation to work towards and build it for, if not 10 years, at least 5 years. Because if you find your calling, then you will love to stay and keep building on top of it. And for me, it was marketing, because coming from journalism background, and I did my graduation in mass communication. I did different internships in all my curriculum, and advertising became my calling because I knew I wanted to get into the other side of the business, which is marketing. So keep experimenting, stay your doors open until you find your calling, and it will eventually click, and you don't know how. So keep experimenting, and certain things will stay with you, and it will open doors for a bigger avenue.
Absolutely true. We need to give a try. There cannot be one single formula or a size which fits all. So everybody is unique. You have to find your own taste. You have to find your own like insights, and definitely the learnings, they happen, and then you explore and explore, and then you will able to find really the insights, and
Right.
then you find like this is the way that your career is going to be built up. Absolutely true. Harshit, there's one more point which is coming into my mind. In today, when we are seeing the AI everywhere, so don't you think now the advertising agencies and the advertising people, they are facing another challenge? Like you come out with a concept, go across to the client, and the client says, "अरे ये तो AI generated हो सकता है इसके अंदर, या AI generated है, तो इसमें आपने क्या करा? Why should I pay to you?"
Right. And this we face, as in this is a real life example, sir, that you're putting across. So AI cannot create things on its own, firstly. It has to be who is giving the right prompt to deliver in its to bring out the right output. So what you put in is what you get out. So there is a person, there is an intelligence. AI is augmented intelligence. The real intelligence is still the human. So while the people who now I talk to believe in that philosophy, but it was not the case earlier, because someone has to do the thinking, someone has to conceptualize and then packaged, maybe using an AI or in whatever form, whatever tool or software you use it. So there has to be someone who is bringing everything together, maybe using generative AI. So we need people who can think, who know the use of tech for their specific field, and how to use it at the right time. Because efficiency is through the technology, while and the movement marketing play comes during that time. So you have to be on it every time so that the right moment come in and you pivot and present it to the clients or to the end user. That's how it could be quickly done using the technology.
So now is the era of moment marketing. Yeah, and there's
Right.
a zero moment also. So a lot of things are getting across into those that minute second where the mind flips and then the decisions are being taken across.
Right.
So, Harshit, how to get across to that data so that you are able to understand the consumers and how to put that into an action? Can you share some insights into that?
So it obviously doesn't come overnight. You have to be consistent. Firstly, understand your product. I would say, as a consumer, how will you use it if you are a consumer of that product? And to me, as in, it helped me because back when I was marketing robots, I used to work closely with solution and product folks who used to design it and try to do demos on my own, like how it will actually run for me as a warehouse operator, as a warehouse manager, or whatever. So, firstly, understand what you are projecting out in the market, understand the product, and then try to find out the data points outside your four walls. For example, here at Trust, what we are doing is we are meeting people through trade shows and pitching them our product for their specific use cases. That's where you interact with people who have real world problems and how the technology can help you solve it. Basically, I'm calling out technology because we are selling technology, but any product. For example, uh, we met a few one of the senior person at a trade show who wanted to solve problem to manage their agent banking platform, and we had a hook on it because we had already implemented that use case for a large format bank, and they were scaling up, so they wanted certain specific and couldn't find elsewhere, and that's where you walk in and interact. And we are now currently implementing working with them and trying to scale their operations using it. So meet people and then build use that data of data set that of a similar person, similar industry, similar persona, and similar problem statement also, and try to bring the right messaging out, very targeted to those particular personas. And these could be through different channels. It could be LinkedIn as a medium, it could be Insta as a medium, it could be Facebook. Anything can work, but it has to be very targeted. If you are touching the right person at the right time, it. I was hearing a podcast by Piyush Pandey, who is now retired, but is a Ogilvy was heading globally Ogilvy and Mather, and he was saying you can reach them, but if you haven't impacted them, then there is no calling back. So impact them in the right way so that it stays with them whenever they need a solution of a specific kind that you can only provide. So, I'll give you a point of view that whenever there is a celebration, Cadbury's automatically come to your mind, right? Or you have to be on top of the mind of that particular person if and when that problem arises, and that's an assumption you have to play on, and then bring but keep reaching them every now and then, either through trade shows, either through email, or maybe, while I won't recommend it, but now WhatsApp as a medium has also started coming up that people are reaching through WhatsApp messaging. And but stay very personal and direct on that part, because people don't like being bogged on WhatsApp as a channel because that is very personal. We can use different things differently. So use data to its full liberty and utilize those inputs to conceptualize your marketing campaigns and touch right people at the right time.
Absolutely true. That is the key thing. You should be at the right place and right time and touching the right set of people. And you talked about Piyush Pandey, so he has got a few of the books also, which are really a wonderful read.
Right.
I was seeing in the chat there was a question regarding what are the podcasts that you follow.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure like most of the major influencers nowadays, they are having their own podcasts. So
Correct.
depending upon which area, like you can identify which podcast.
Right.
Rachit, any specific like podcast you would like to refer here?
So currently, because we are talking about tech, I follow Matt Wolf. He every week or 10 days he bring out specifically on YouTube, bring out AI specific newsletters, not newsletters, but use cases, how he and his community is using AI not only on marketing but on different other points. But yes, marketing and communication, because that's an easy use case to solve. He highlights that. But besides that, what I said there, Piyush Pandey, and nowadays even brands have started using podcast as a channel. So there is Barbershop by Bombay Shaving. There is Zerodha Veracity on wealth management and investment banking. These are certainly certain podcast that follow, but I'm very avid uh, viewer of web series, which I already put out in the past, because that help you understand the real life scenario as well, like how that thing would have come to life. And all these web series help you uh, relate to it if you are in that particular function or area. So yes, these are few things.
Harshit, we do a lot of effort in getting across the marketing things in place. So what are the prominent metrics that you feel that any marketer should pay emphasis upon to evaluate the success of the marketing campaign?
Right. Firstly, it has to be the engagement, how well any marketing piece is getting engaged. And this can be judged through, again, data. It could be through social platforms, like how your post is getting what impressions, what engagement levels, whether it is being reshared, repost, or comments are coming in, and similar scenario. And next is how, like trade shows as a medium, how many walk-ins came in, how many were positive while you were doing your demo, and why and how they want to get into the next level of discussion, seeing your demo or seeing your product. So these scenarios can be used as the right ROI for marketing efforts. But these days, it is very unfortunate that marketing is treated as science than an art form because of the technology. I would say keep your creative hinge on and keep experimenting within your efforts to reach out your set of consumers. Use data as a lever, and data is what has worked on in the past and what has not, and what has worked, how you can pivot and repurpose it for your next set of communication, and build your campaign around the successes. And as and when you see a dip, optimize, and these hinges can be viewed through the platforms that we spoke on during the webinar and tweak it to optimize your outcomes. So keep and you have to stay on top of every campaign that you put out because each one of us want a scale in whatever efforts we put in. So use technology to your to the best of your its use and bring out right right communications that could stick and be useful for your kind of industry and also your consumer.
Absolutely true, Harshit. It is very evident that wherever there is a will, there is a way.
Right.
Definitely, in the area of marketing, there are going to be a lot of ups and downs which are going to be there. Your every campaign would not be successful. There are going to be failures also. There would not be as much of success that you expected that is coming across. But overall, whatever we do, we are going to have a learning out of it.
100%.
And definitely the failures, they give us a better learning. We remember those learning we get across. ये करा था, ये गलती हुई, इसके बाद ये next हमें करना है, and so on.
Right.
So, Harshit, most of our audiences, they have got interest in marketing and they really want to take their career across in the area of marketing. And definitely you have given a lot of advice regarding like how to take the things across, finding your own best fit and the solutions that fits as per individual's personality. And definitely there has to be a lot of reading and lot of listening and lot of networking which is required to be done in order to be successful in this specific domain or rather in any of the management domain as such.
Right.
I'm pretty sure our audiences have got a wonderful insights on the marketing and the usage of technology from you. We wish you best of luck for your future endeavors. And the clipping that you showcase, that's really wonderful. And I'm pretty impressed, like जहाँ पे किसान जो है अपना हिंदी में बात कर रहा है और उसको वैसे ही रिस्पॉन्स मिल रहा है. This is the way we actually talk.
Right.
Conversations को pick करके उसका आंसर देना, I'm pretty sure that is going to change or transform our interaction with the various definitely आप banking में काम कर रहे हो तो banking domain के अंदर it's going to have a lot of change which is going to be there. And definitely this is an out of the box thinking.
Yes.
Finding a very simplified solution which can fit it across. So from IMT CDL, we wish you best of luck for your future endeavors. Definitely your resilience in overcoming the obstacles and the adaptability, like from marketing to technology, and again giving insights, getting insights, like it demonstrates your leadership and your dedication and your ability to adopt. Now, so any last piece of advice to our audiences?
Yes, I would conclude by saying that while there is a professional thing and you want to succeed in your career, keep a right balance both on your personal front and within personal front. I would say stay healthy. We get bogged up by many problems at work, which we tend to bring it at home. Try to release the stress and keep it outside your home and stay healthy is how I would, I learned it later in life, but staying healthy is the key because that help you run the marathon, not just a sprint. So we are working towards a marathon, each one of us, and let's work towards it and keep up the momentum so that you reach where each one of us want to reach.
Absolutely, absolutely true. Thank you, Harshit, for being here with us. In the chat, there are a few questions which are asking for your recommendation regarding the books and courses related to branding and marketing. I request you, like you can put it across on your LinkedIn also. Like this could be the preferred like books and everything, so that the audiences and the others are also able to have the benefit out of it.
Surely.
Most importantly is not knowing the name of the book. The more important is going through it and trying to implement it in your life.
Correct.
That is
And
the
and
key.
I'll give you and on that note, I'll give you a thing. My CEO and founder also at Trust recommended us to go through a book called The Great CEO Within. It is a person from Matt, a name Matt only, Matt McCurry, I think. And he has gone through it, and he said that it has the best management classes that startup founders or any executive level could have. I am yet to get a hands on it, but on a concluding part, I could bring that up again.
Sure. So definitely we request our audiences to have a look at the book and read through it, The Great CEO Within.
Yes.
So Ashit, thank you very much for being here. It's really wonderful interacting with you and looking forward for
Same
more
here, sir. Thank you.
interactions and more learnings from you also.
Thank you, sir. And I look forward to if we do certain things again.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that.
Thank you. It was
Okay,
great.
thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thanks to all the audiences. Because of them, this event has been such a great success, and the wonderful questions that have been put across here. So we have tried to answer most of them, but if some of them would have missed, so on our LinkedIn handles, we are going to give response to those also.
Surely. Yes. And thanks everyone who were patient enough to attend this. It was a very candid chat that I could put out. So thank you. Thank you, IMT CDL.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay.